EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for September 7th, 2021. We are back to normal schedule from this point forward after a pretty nice holiday weekend. We had time off this weekend. It was really nice to do that. Hope all of you were able to enjoy your weekend as well. The weekend itself, from a weather standpoint, wasn't really that bad. Saturday was a really nice day. Yesterday, the bookend days, Saturday and Monday were pretty nice days. We had that period in between on Sunday where we had a few showers in the morning and then just kind of cloudy all day and cooler. So that was kind of like a stain on the weekend. But the rest of the weekend was pretty nice. So all's well that ends well, right? So today we have the video forecast sponsored for the very last time this season by the Reading Fightin' Phils, who have a scheduled homestand against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats today through Sunday. The problem is, they ran into, on the New Hampshire side anyway, they ran into some issues with COVID, okay? So they're doing some additional testing and contact tracing and have since, because of that, they're going to be canceling the game that was scheduled for tonight and Wednesday, and it will be postponed and made up at some point. Presumably it'll be part of doubleheaders later in the week, assuming they can play. But this is the last homestand of the season for the Reading Fightin' Phils. So I will get back to you with information on that. Or actually, you can check out the rphils.com, and they will have updated information, I should say. And they will let you know when they will be playing and making up those games. But we do have a tentatively scheduled Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have games scheduled for the last time at home this season for the Reading Fightins. So this will be the last day, the last weekend they sponsor. Last Tuesday that they sponsor the video. From this point forward, it will become an open slot. So if you are interested in that slot, please reach out to us at info@epawaweather.com. That will be starting next week at the earliest. Today, as again, we're looking at mostly sunny skies as a continuation of what we had yesterday. 78 to 82 is a spread, which is very close to normal for this time of year. So this is not bad. This is about what you should expect from northwest to southeast across our coverage area. And then we're going to warm up a little bit ahead of a cold front here on Wednesday, and then we're going to be doing some thunderstorms. That looks like it's going to come in kind of late in the day, and I'll get to that in a second here. But it does have a warm up ahead of that. So we are in the 80 to 85 degree range here on Wednesday ahead of that front. Here's our frontal boundary. So you don't really get any storms out ahead of it. Maybe a little bit of a prefrontal trough trying to jump out ahead of the main line of convection. But there should be enough heating ahead of this to get us in this 80 to 85 degree range across most areas here on Wednesday. And then the cold front moves through again. It's going to be very late. So you're going to have some evening storms and some overnight storms in some cases. And then there are some models that are suggesting this front might get hung up a little bit on Thursday morning. I'm kind of leaning away from that for now. I think it's just going to be maybe like a clouds giving way to sun type deal on Thursday. But not if there's going to be a chance for somewhere to have a leftover shower early in the morning on Thursday, it would be in our southeastern areas, southeast of I-95 mainly on Thursday. I think this is primarily just a very late Wednesday deal for most areas. So here is the NAM high-res future simulated radar. Starting us off at noon, because the frontal boundary is out here to the west, you get some warming out ahead of this, and you might have a little bit of convection trying to pop out ahead of the main line, little discrete cells. You can see that here. So this will be a prefrontal type trough moving ahead of the main line of storms. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and moving forward from this point, that convection ahead of it will continue straight into late afternoon. Once we get to about 6 p.m., 7, 8, here's 7 o'clock, and you have a line trying to get going across ahead of the cold front. This is already late in the day. This is 7 o'clock, okay? And then it moves eastward. Here's 8, here's 9, and it's still not to far eastern Pennsylvania at this point. So if you look at the soundings and take them verbatim, there's sufficient shear, there's sufficient instability, and you have some idea there could be some wind gust involved with these. The problem is when they're coming in at 9 o'clock, it's after dark. So you're losing that instability you had maybe a few hours ago, which was optimal. It is no longer optimal once we get to this point of the evening, and your instability is continuing to wane here. So you might have, I think the biggest threat here from any of these storms are really not going to be the severe weather aspect in the traditional sense, meaning 60 mile per hour wind gusts, large hail, that kind of thing. I think we're dealing mostly with a heavy rain threat as the primary threat with these, because there are going to be some embedded heavier rain along this line with some of these thunderstorm cells. And you could certainly have lightning, and that's not, we're expecting that. But this is going to go into this is the mid to late evening hours here, finally crossing Delaware River right around 11 or midnight, and then moving into New Jersey, and then finally off the coast in the wee hours of the morning. So if you get into the early morning hours, I don't see any precipitation here on the 3-kilometer dam. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. But if it does, it's going to be probably southeast of I-95 for any lingering effects. Otherwise, we're looking at clouds giving way to sun on Thursday and improving sky condition throughout the day. By the time you get late in the day, you're probably back to mostly sunny skies. And then after that, once this moves through, here's the big trough moving in behind this. So Friday, we're going to have mostly sunny skies, and temperatures are going to be dropping back down to probably the 70 to 75 degree range again. Okay, so it's going to be turning cooler on Friday. This trough is going to attempt to slowly lift out over the weekend, but it looks like Saturday's another mostly sunny day. It looks like Sunday's another mostly sunny day. Okay. I got a weak system off to our north, maybe a stray shower with this on Saturday night, but other than that, it looks like it's a pretty dry weekend, mostly sunny weekend, and temperatures that are going to be maybe slightly stepping up as we head toward the weekend or in early next week, especially out here we get the Monday. Monday, there's nothing either, another system off to our north, but we should be dry for the vast majority of the next 7 days. The only stain on that whole forecast is going to be this cold front coming through on Wednesday with those with the heavy rain potential with those storms. Okay, and that's going to be kind of when we get into the evening here. This is mid to late evening when it gets over to far eastern Pennsylvania. It gets going in central PA a little bit earlier, but they're not quite as potent yet at this point. But this is the time of year that you could still have decent thunderstorms, but they're the severity is going to be less and less as we move through time. As we get further deeper into September, the severity of storms aren't going to be as high because instability usually is not as high. And especially when you're coming in at nighttime after nightfall and the instability drops off a little bit. Not saying we can't get severe storms, they certainly can, but it's just going to be probably a marginal risk will be put up here at some point by the Storm Prediction Center. I don't think it's going to be a just all-out severe weather day here on Wednesday, but we'll keep an eye on it. We have some time to look at that, and we'll update that again in the next video, which is scheduled for Wednesday morning. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for September 7th, 2021. Have a great Tuesday.